Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Ascension Diaries YouTube channel. It is November 7th at 3:58 p.m. Pacific time, and my name is Alexis. Welcome if you're new, welcome back. For those of you who come here and say very sweet comments to me and are just amazing and make my whole day, thank you also for being here. And let's get talking, because there has been another Schumann blast. We had a quiet day yesterday during the United States elections midterms, and I thought that was very interesting. We had a blast the day before, a huge blast, geomagnetic storm, everything. Then we had basically a quiet day where everything kind of calmed down. So I had some predictions being like, this blast is probably going to bring in a switch in a timeline in a more positive direction, and it seems like that's what's happened in my, at least my overall view. It's only been a day. So we had that one day, now it's the 7th. We had a blast at around midnight last night, Pacific time, to a potency or a level of a 73. So, usually the blast, they can on average go from like a 20, and then I've seen them go like up to 20 is like maybe makes me perk up my ears a little bit. But when it goes all the way to 73, the highest reading I ever got, for those of you who don't know, is a 190, and that was super rare. If I get anything over 70, it's a very big indicator, and it was only about an hour long, and I will show you that in just a moment. I wanted to go into more of basically the narrative of this whole Earth, the whole Great Awakening, and what's going on. So this blast came in last night to basically, I think, as sort of a completion, and maybe even as a boost for what's been happening today, as the fallout of these elections are sort of hitting the masses. So I wanted to show you the cards that I pulled for that. So everything that's happened so far, I asked source, was like, okay, so what is this, like, what is the result of this election? What is the message for this? And the message I got was very, very beautiful in a way. And the one card that I got was the 9 of Cups, and it says it's the most promising tarot in the deck. It's basically the wish card, and that you're going to be overall all pleasures, all happy times. You will feel well pleased. It's a very great card. I love getting the 9 of Cups. It's always an extremely great card to get. So that's very wonderful. So it seems like that's good. And then the other card that popped out after, like they popped out at the same time, was the 9 of Wands. We got the 9 of Cups and the 9 of Wands. We have that 9 energy here. And we have the 9 of Wands is basically like, hey, you're so close. You're so close to that triumphant, like amazing, awesome thing that you've been walking down this road waiting for, being patient for, and just don't give up. It's now to gather up all your reserves and go for the final push. And I decided to pull another card from the Oracle deck that I received for my birthday. Whoops, don't lose your page. And the card that I pulled was called the 6th Ray of Devotion, but actually I accidentally opened up the book and to read what that was about, and I got this card, the trust in the plan, which is kind of ironic because that's what a lot of the whole Great Awakening, the whole QAnon thing is about. It's like trust in the plan, which I don't necessarily like that connotation the best, because it can be misinterpreted. It can be skewed a little bit. To have blind trust and faith in a plan that, you don't have any part of, really, in a lot of ways, or, especially military and political stuff. It's kind of like, don't know how I feel about that, but definitely trusting in your own life path, in your own journey, is more of what this, about what this is about, and what I think this whole process is about. So that was just a little fun synchro that happened. And then the 6th Ray of Devotion basically says that it bestows you the qualities of persistence. So we have the same message basically coming out twice, being like, you're so close, whatever it is, this beautiful moment, this finality of some justice, what you've been waiting for, what you've been having faith in, is basically saying that keep your faith, keep your devotion, keep your unwavering focus and your persistence in this feeling, in this faith that you have in yourself. Do not judge others for what they believe. And there's multiple paths. There's an unlimited amount of paths to get back to the unity within, back to source, back to your balance. And so it just says that you'll be able to recognize and appreciate the extraordinary strength within you and realize that you have enough willpower to keep working towards your dream, overcoming any obstacle until you're divinely successful. So that is another message for today. Hope you enjoyed that. I would love to go into some of the data that I have found to sort of bolster what I've been saying and share with you, just sharing this moment of history together. So let's look. This was interesting. First thing, I woke up today and I didn't know what was going to happen, and this was the visual I was basically given, and here it is for you to see. It's very interesting to me because the whole impression I was getting was like, oh, this whole red wave was going to come and take over everything, but it doesn't appear like that happened. In my opinion, I feel like this is excellent, and there is a almost perfect balance going on here. I'm very impressed with the results. Perfect balance is always how I like to live. It's Libra life. And so I suppose that the Republican Party got a majority in the Senate, and then in the House it looks like there was even more of a balance. Oh, look at this. 222 seats. See? There's synchros everywhere. The angels are here. There is divinity within this stuff. And that's sort of the faith that I have and I've been holding on to, and we're still pursuing it. It still looks like things are happening in divine ways. So I'm happy. It looks like everybody seems to be happy and peaceful, and like things are going according to plan. Apparently, according to Trump, it's a tremendous success. I did not see this whole thing, but I did see that it's directly quoted from him. So that's excellent to hear. I'm happy that the president is happy, and it seems like this plan is going on. Another big bombshell that happened today was that Jeff Sessions had resigned from his position, and he was the one overlooking the whole Russian thing that was going on, and now there is a new guy named Matthew Whitaker who's going to be taking over that. So that's going to be some interesting stuff too. Jace was really activated by this data, and he most likely is going to be doing a video about this whole thing. He's getting a lot of downloads and insights about this, and he most likely will produce something. So you can check his channel, Cosmic Origins, on YouTube if you want to subscribe to him and see what he has to say. I know there's going to be lots of opinions about this, but if you're interested in his, that's an option for you. And I want to show you the space weather. Let's look at that blast I was telling you about. Geomagnetics have been okay, nothing too crazy. We had that one storm. This is really another visualization of the energy that's hit our planet. It seems like it was quite a significant amount that we went through, even in the last 24 hours, which is very interesting. It doesn't seem to be registering, but there's some stuff going on with that for sure. So this is the Schumann blast. This happened at around midnight, like I mentioned. It hit about a 73, and at least the one, that's the highest reading I have out of this. The more one I've been watching consistently. So on 7/11 we got a 73 blast, and that should have probably, most likely you were up at midnight, or 1, 2, 3 o'clock further into mainland North America. And those of you on the other side of the planet, I love you. That the time thing just doesn't work so quick with me to make it relatable for you. I'll work on that. So let me know if that's something you'd like. I'll try. I need some help. Help me out in the comments if you could. I'd appreciate that. Where you're from, what time that would be, how you felt. That would be great. And so we have that. Here's another representation of that. Really strong pulse, like very, very intense, like very strong. Oh, and I also have some other crazy news I forgot to mention already, but the Saudi Arabian site on the heart math went back online, and it it gave us data that was in the past. It filled it all in, and we can see that they were having major pulses coming in the days leading up to today. November 4th was obviously the biggest one, But we have even further back, I can show you a little further back. This black line is Saudi Arabia, and they've been having these major pulses, which is super cool. South Africa, we still don't know. But again, when things were getting wild on October 28th, everybody was losing their noodle. We were getting lots of energy in Saudi Arabia, and again, we're having it same here. So this behavior is being charted, and just like I suspected, it's here. So that's super awesome. Makes me feel good as a speculator. Actually getting some feedback and some verification on that. Super awesome. Regarding the sun and what the sun is doing, seems like the sun has been calming down. It went back down to average speed, wind speed, solar wind speed. All of the other charts seems to be leveling out. This is the geomagnetic storm I told you about that happened the day before the elections on the 6th. Everything seems to be going fine. Even the radiation storm levels of electrons, it's still in radiation storm levels, but everything, for at least from my eye that I've been watching this for a while, everything seems to be going mostly fine. It's just that big Schumann blast. So potentially we'll have some more solar stuff come in tomorrow. It seems like the Schumann comes first and then the solar stuff happens, which is kind of interesting, but light travels very fast. So earthquakes, everything seems to be going pretty average, nothing too crazy. The collective consciousness dot here, been pretty normal looking. Like overall, seems like everything's fine. There's no crazy anomalies there. Astrologically, ooh, no thanks, Cosmo. Appreciate it though. Astrologically, we have Saturn is transitioning. Saturn is a huge planet, great, amazing, everybody's happy. Oh, and sorry, not Saturn. I mean Jupiter. My bad. I'm so sorry. Jupiter, the planet of good luck, growth, and expansion, has been going through the emotionally murky waters of Scorpio since last November and is now transitioning into Sagittarius, which is a more adventurous, more confident version, a more confident planet, or I guess constellation, energy, I would say, until next December. So it's saying it's encouraging frictionless development in the lives of all of us, but especially those who are in the fire signs. So Sagittarius, Aries, Leo, my rising sign, I think is an Aries, so that's cool. And the past year was all about clearing up darkness and opening up for new growth. It's kind of perfectly symbolic. Seems like this election thing, and it's now kind of like a nice big chapter of the book has been flipped, and now we're opening into a place of more potential. It's 411. That's a good, 4s and 1s are really good angel numbers from my experience, so that's a good verification for me too. Excuse me. So you're definitely feeling the fierceness of Sagittarius to kick your rear into gear, it says. So we're getting stuff done. It's time to get things going. There is a change of pace. There's a change of energy and the ability to get any progress done. Looking further into this, Uranus yesterday retrograded back into the sign of Aries, and we were returning to unfinished business in the months ahead. And now today, Jupiter moves into Sagittarius on the same day. It's doing some weird stuff with Uranus, and that's kind of funny. How could you not laugh at that? I don't know. Uranus is still gets me. Uranus, I think it's how it's supposed to be pronounced, but we don't really say it that way, do we? But yeah, so we're making changes. May not know what or when yet, but there's going to be bursts of more rebellious, creative energy, and just avoid being too dramatic. Be clear. If you're getting an insight, definitely write it down and put some intention into it, and really welcome in those downloads. Take a shower, really think about it. Like get the creativity flowing. It looks like we're in really good position to do that. QAnon also has been posting through this whole situation. It's been very active in the QAnon community, the insider kind of political clues that people are getting and receiving from this team that's basically curating this new narrative, it seems like, and knowing things are happening in this underground power struggle. Anyways, so that seems to be going well. Everybody seems to be happy and peaceful and going well. The cards are looking good for this whole situation, and I'm happy. So So far, so good. Big blast. I'd love to hear about how that made you feel. I'd love to see if you've noticed any shifts going on. And I'm happy I get to do this video and talk to you. Very happy to be here. So I love you all very much. I can't wait to hear what you say. And I will be seeing you all on the next Schumann blast, probably, or even sooner. Who knows? And until then, goodbye, angels.